Okay, so in the last video, we mentioned it's gonna be assignment 4 in a PDF format, but finally I still convert it into slides, so I think it would be better for you to know how to do it. So this assignment including 3 tasks. First one, to do a revision for the foundations, and they're gonna be 2 revisions. And second, based on the revision, we're gonna have a calculation of your quantity takeoff of the foundation part. And finally, we're gonna do a simple calculation of the cost. So for the first part, before you start, please save as your current model, the model you submitted for assignment 3 from lab 4 as the Revit model, your name, and A4R1. So this is our model from lab 4. Just save it as R1. And the thing we need to do is to add additional walls and foundations. So first, let's go to TOF. And because of the view range, we cannot see the foundations, so we can change it. View range, change it to 2, and also 2. And now we can see the foundations. So the foundation wall we use is generic 8. So we're gonna use the same type. So go to wall and find the generic 8. We start from the intersection of grade 3 and grade B. So it should be the intersection, okay? And then we draw the wall. So make sure constraint. The base constraint is TOF and top constraint is up to level 1. So do the same thing for grade 2. From the intersection between 2 and C, and all the way down. And check the level. So now we got the foundation wall here. And we need to create the foundation. So still same type of papers. And click the wall, click the wall. So this is basically the first revision of the model. We need to add foundation walls and footings along grade 2 and grade B. This is 0. And now we are asked to modify the section of all foundation walls and footings. So this is our current dimension, and we want to modify it to the right one. So how can we see this section? We can just create a section. So if you go to view and section, building section, so create a section face to the south, switch. Now it's a section facing the south. And you can find the section you just created in the sections. And go to the section 1 we just created. You can change the visual style here, and now you can see the section of your foundation wall and also foundation footings. So we can do some annotations to see our current dimension. Let's go to annotation and aligned. So this is basically the same for our current dimensions. And we want to change the to the red one, so we can do some observation, like what changed. So this one is to 10 inches. So what is this stuff? So let's go to Revit. So this is our foundation wall. Because it has 8 inches, so the dimension is 8. And now we want to change it to 10, so it's just the thickness of the wall. All we can do here is to choose it and do edit type, duplicate, change the name, and do not forget to change the thickness to 10. Click OK, and OK. So now you can see it has been changed. But the requirement is to change all the foundations. So this is just one wall. We have like multiple walls in our whole project. So there is an easier way to do that is to, so this, see we have other walls still at like 8 inches. So what we need to do is to choose all the incidences in our whole project. So we choose this one and right click it. Select all incidences in entire project. And then we change it to generic 10. So now if you check any, the foundation wall is gonna be 10 inches. Okay. And also you can see the annotation change. This is what we want. And second, let's see here. It's 1 foot to 1 foot 4 inches, and also this. So what's this dimensions for? It's our footing. It's our bare footing. And the dimension means the dimension of the footings, the width and also the thickness. Okay. So similarly, we just need to duplicate and change the dimension. So click it and edit type, duplicate. So we want to change it to 40 inches and also let's do a mass to 16. Right, and do not forget to change here. So it's 4 and 4. And click OK. And I can see this dimension has been changed, but this one does not. Because as you mentioned, this is changed only for one footing. But we have like multiple one. This one is also our footing, but this one has not been changed. So similarly, either you can like change this one back to the previous one and right click it, and then select all instance in entire project. And then in the properties, change it to the dimension we just modified. And now you have the same dimensions as shown in the figure, revision 1. And finally, we can see the distance between the bottom of the slab. So this is the, see, it's from the bottom of the slab. to the top of the footings. So how can we change this stuff? So it basically depends on your level, the depth of your level. So now we have a -3, and what we want is, okay, 2 more feet. So I think we can just add 2 more feet in the TOF. So -5, and here we go. So we got the same dimension as a revision 1. So it's gonna be your first model you submit. It's your A4R1. And now, because we have another revision, so please save as your current model, which is your A4R1. Use save as to another model, which is A4R2. And use the same method we mentioned before to modify the sections and to modify the dimension to the revision 2. So I'll give you some hints. So we can see we have one more dimension here, 0, 8. So which is here. So from here to here. So what's this? This is our foundation slab. That's why it's 8 inches. Do not annotate here from here. This is gonna be 9 inches because we have like 1-inch architecture floor, right? So this dimension is only for the slab. And you can see the changes is for the slab and also the dips. So change the slab first, and then we can see how this goes. Okay, and it's gonna be your second model you're gonna submit. So you have A4R1 and A4R2, 2 models to submit. But in A4R2, we are also gonna do some calculations. So the quantity takeoff calculations. So we have the revised model for foundations, and now we want to calculate the concrete value. So we just go to the view and schedules quantities. So we want to calculate the concrete volume for a structure foundation, right? So we choose structure here and go all the way down to find the structural foundations. Click OK. So we can choose like family types. What do you have? What do we have? Okay, family types, label wise, and volume. And click OK. So now you can see it's including the footing and also that. And now you can group as a family, have a footer. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you have it or not. So you can have it or not. And click OK, but still we cannot see the total volume. So what we need to do is do the formatting volume. So now it's no calculation. You need to choose calculation accurate totals. And it's 1,000 something, but pay attention to the unit. This is a square foot, a cubic foot. And what do we want? Let's see the requirement. Requirements is for cubic yards, right? So apparently we need to change the units. Manage project units. So volume to cubic yards. And click OK. We got 68. Your results can vary between 5%. Let's see what's the difference. Oh, the difference because I didn't do the change for revision 2, remember? So let's do a quick modification to make sure you have the revision 2. Because this quantity takeoff is based on your R2 models. So you need to start with this dimension. The dimension gonna affect your quantity takeoff. So let's check. We have 10, 10. Yep. And let's change the spike. And now we got some dimension. And now let's go back to our foundation schedule. And now you can see it changed. So the dimension has been changed. And second, we notice there's only slab and footing, right? But we still got foundation walls. So we need to create another schedule for wall. So still structure, walls. Okay, let's see family type, volume. Let's have a base constraint. And now you can see all kinds of wall. But we only want the foundation wall, which is this one. So let's do a filter. So family and types equal to the generic 10. See, the base constraint is 2F because it's our foundation wall. So similarly, we can do a grouping, family type, and formatting, calculate the totals. Nothing happened because the shorthand grouping. And now we have the total volume. So the total quantity takeoff for the foundation, including the slab, footings, and foundation walls. So in total, it's 92.3 cubic yard. But maybe you have some differences between -5 to 5% change. It's okay. And finally, based on the quantity takeoff, we can do a calculation for the cost. So it's just simply multiply the quantities obtained before by the unit costs, which is cubic yards. So the same unit with our quantity takeoff. And then we got the cost. So you need to calculate the equipment cost. We have the data here, and material cost, the data in table 2, and our labor cost, the data in table 1. And then just sum them up to obtain the total cost. So you need to submit a PDF file including your final volume and the labor cost. So summary, you're gonna submit a model A4R1 and A4R2, and also a simple PDF, providing your total volume and your calculation process of your cost. Okay, it's gonna be your lab assignment 4. If you have any questions, just come to the lab session and I'll be there. Thank you.